Good morning, lovers. Happy Saturday. I hope everybody is doing well. We have a 4-card oracle pull for you for today. And this is going to be the rest of the spread for the rest of the weekend. I'm going to come on later, but we're going to talk about some different subjects, some interesting ones, and update everyone on what I'll be talking about this coming week, some new ventures that I'm diving into, and different places to see me. It'll be fun. So, the first card that we have from the Starseed Oracle deck is Big Picture Thinking. Pleiades energy, visionary, and inspired ideas. Now, I love this card, and what I love about it so much is that I think I've talked about this before on my channel about the differences between looking at, the way you see the world in regular day life, and then the way your hopes, wishes, and dreams see the world, and what you envision in your head and your mind. And you see this as like a dreamlike state, like walking through the doorway to adventure, or walking through the doors of your dreams, or your desires, or your hopes, your wishes. So this card specifically, right now, I think it plays such an important role because I think far too often we get, off the track of big picture thinking of, instead of thinking about one future aspect that we want for our lives, we get too caught up in all these little tiny things. We nitpick. And, sometimes we let those little things hold us back from moving ahead, from getting to where we really want to be in life. And I think this is a really great reminder today and every day to kind of look at the big picture of life. What do you envision for your life to be or your future to be? Envision that. And think about all the tiny little steps that you can take to get there. And don't let them hold you back or drain you or stress you. Work towards them every day. And if you don't get a chance to work towards a certain goal or a certain aspiration, that's okay. Start again tomorrow morning, Baby steps. But trust your intuition. Trust the big picture thinking, your inspired ideas, all those things that inspire you in life to do something different. Hold on to them and follow them. Let them be the muse to bring your life to what you really want it to be. We're going to come back to this for sure. The next one is Harayeth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I love this one. This one is so beautiful. And for me specifically, I feel like, what do people say generally? Home is where the heart is, right? So when you're feeling homesick, what are you feeling homesick for? For your soul? For the root of who you are, who you truly want to be, when you take apart all the things that people want you to be and what society tells you have to be, and all the different things that you may think you need to do to fit in, so to speak. By the way, to not fit in is like the most blessed thing that can ever happen to you. Be a leader. Don't ever follow the crowd. But homesick for the stars is like longing for the root of you, the heart of you. The stars I like to think of is your soul, the true meaning of who you possibly are. And I think this is what everybody right now is going through. We're kind of all being uprooted. We're kind of all being forced to stop, evaluate, figure new ways out, figure new things out, and try again. And what better way? I think this is a reminder of to kind of get rooted and find out what that soul version of you wants when, these stay-at-home orders start lifting and we're allowed to start doing life again, I love this. We're going to come back to that too. These all usually play into each other, so we'll see. The next one is Activated Earth, Power Places, Ley Lines, Trust Where You're Led. Something funny just came into my head about this card, but we'll show you first. So, the first thing I thought of was, so many people right now are talking about aliens and supernatural and all those things. The first thing that came into my head when I saw this was like this beam, you know, and that's like, what does a spotlight do? You know, it guides you, it shows you where you're supposed to go, or pinpoints, you know, on something specific. And it's kind of like, so often we get so caught up in what's going on in everyday life that we forget to listen to our intuition. We forget to listen to our gut feelings. We push them aside because we have, you know, we all have free will. We want to do what we want to do. I mean, if anybody knows that, trust me. I've lived my life going with the phrase "go big or go home," and yeah, that's taught me a lot of lessons, a lot of hard lessons in life. But that's what this kind of is like, you know. Trust where your heart leads you, where your soul leads you. I know, I love this because it's almost as if, because you see space up here, it's almost as if, you know, places you've never gone before, feelings you've never felt before, people you've never met before. Trust where you are led. Don't ever let your fears or, you know, your own construed, you know, pessimism hold you back from where you're being led to go and where you're being led to venture. You know, power places and ley lines. Like, if you, I know this is a hard subject, but you will never be led somewhere where you are not strong enough to get through it. And I totally believe in that. I believe that God would never put you somewhere where you didn't need to learn a lesson out of it, and you didn't need to, you know, get something out of it. Sometimes we're led to very tragic things, but the sunny side of that is learning a lesson and learning something through that experience, through that trauma, through whatever we go through in life. It's always a lesson to be learned out of that. Sometimes it's love, sometimes it's a lesson. You never know. But trust where you are led. Trust where your inspiration leads you. Trust where, you know, your hopes, dreams, wishes, desires lead you. And shine the spotlight wherever you are. Don't ever forget that. We're going to come back to all of these. The last one is lifting the veil. I love this. Questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. How true. I mean, this card specifically, lifting the veil, so to speak, is what we're all experiencing right now. We're in a time that we've never been in before. We're experiencing something that no one in our lifetime has experienced before. And I think it's a great time, and this card is a sure reminder to kind of lift the veil in everything in life. You know, anything that is not in line where you want to go in your life path, anything that is not aligned with how you feel emotionally and what makes you feel whole and at one, anything not aligned with that, you know, don't be afraid to let go of that. It is not selfish to choose yourself. It is not selfish to, you know, do what's best for you and your heart and soul. There are so many that live this life without truly following their heart, and you know, it ends to a life of depression, and it ends in a life full of, you know, unfulfillment. Be so powerful to lift that veil in your life and lift that veil in your little circle and world, so that anything not aligned with the greatest good for you and your heart and soul, you can let go of. And trust me when I say, once you start doing that, your entire life will trickle with things in the positive direction, because you are taking control of that. You are you know, taking control of your life, and you are choosing your destiny, your path. I always like to say, like a phrase that came up on a painting I had that said, write your own life story. And how true is that? We all have the power to write our own life path. If we just start today, you know, taking steps towards what we want our life to be. It is powerful how powerful that can be to manifest the life that you truly want, to write your own life story in whatever way, shape, or form you want. And it's not selfish to do that. It's self-love, self-care. It's inspiring yourself to be as full and whole as you could possibly be, so that every person you come in contact with, you're also sharing that whole full cup with. That's what the big picture thinking, you know. think of the big picture of one little step and how that could take your life into like the most insane direction. And it doesn't even have to be like that crazy of a spectrum. It could be with a little project or a hobby or, you know, anything, a friendship, a situationship, you know, your parenting, your children, anything. It could literally go in any direction that you want it to go. And don't ever lose hope. Seriously, trust where you are led. I love to talk to people about intuition and showing people how to follow their own, because I feel like it's so important for people to understand that and use that guidance than the guidance of a book that somebody else wrote who never lived the life that you lived, or, you know, words from a therapist that literally has never lived about what they're talking to you about. They've only read a book on how to determine how to tell you about it. The best thing that you can figure out you is to go through your own life path. Trust where you are led. Trust your intuition. Of course, with love and light, never negativity or pessimism, you know, those things aren't good. And if you need guidance on that, check me out on my Facebook page, Healing with V. Thank you so much, lovers. I hope you enjoyed this oracle message for the weekend, and enjoy this magnificent weekend. You know, there's a rainbow at the end of every storm. So this storm of this pandemic is almost over. We're going, you know, we're in the final stretches of trying to figure everything out. So just, you know, learn to dance in the rain. Have a great weekend, lovers. Bye.